How's she going right there, eh? It's Denis here from Denis Logie Outdoors. A little something different today. I finally got my OC4 Oliver Crawler back. So I think I've mentioned this in a few videos years ago, but anyhow, I've had this for quite a few years, and I've put a lot of work into it. Mechanically, I guess, probably 4 or 5 years ago, I had new tracks, new sprockets, new idlers in the front, new bushings, all redone. Same thing with the main gear in the back, had that redone. And then I actually brought it home and I moved it probably like 30 feet and just left it there in my backyard. So I was only really using it for the PTO. So there's a PTO in the back right there, and you can see the shaft. So I can run implements in the back. So I have a wood splitter and a buzz saw that I would use to cut firewood or slab wood off the mill in the backyard here where I live. And so the plan was, in the past few years, is to get this out of my yard and bring it up to the woodlot. So the issue was I had some work that needed to be done on the front end, like the engine and the alternator and fuel pump and all that kind of stuff. So I finally brought that over to a buddy of mine, Jamie. Thanks a lot, Jamie. He just lives down the road from here, so it worked out well. Dropped it off to his place. He had it in the garage, and he redid all the electrical and a few other things on there, and I'll go over that piece by piece and show you what was done. And then my plan is I'm going to offload this, and I'm going to cut a bunch of slab wood that I have here left in the yard. I'll just show you this quickly. So here's another buzzsaw. I actually have 3 of these buzzsaws. That one, I'm planning on bringing it up to the woodlot here sometime and leave it up there. And I have another one in the woods that came with that dozer. So this is the bad thing about having a mill, is that all of this slab wood is still in my yard. And now I'm starting to get it built up in the same kind of problem up there at the woodlot. Anyhow, the lighting's bad. Anyhow, I'm going to bring the dozer over and I'm going to hook it to this buzzsaw, and I'm going to keep it here for a couple of days and get rid of this slab wood. Anything that's really good, that's useful, I'll get rid of now, and everything else I'll just throw it in a big pile and burn it. And then this whole buzzsaw table will head up to the cabin site right next to the mill. Okay, so this is that other buzzsaw that came with the dozer when I bought it. And anyhow, I haven't used it. Kind of shadow's kind of in a bad spot, but it comes on a little skid, and you can just see that pulley wheel over there. A belt goes on that and onto the back of the dozer. If I can get into the spot, I'll show you where that wood splitter is. Yeah, I know it's kind of hard to see, but this is that wood splitter, and it's on a little trailer. And my plan is I'm going to haul this up to the wood lot right where the mill is, and I'll keep it right there. See, there's a drive shaft right in here, so I'll haul that up to that spot where the mill is. I forgot to mention too, I have a couple of shop manuals and a parts catalog for this machine, which has come in handy. It's kind of cool. Came with the machine when I bought it. Okay, so I'm gonna fire this up and offload it, and hopefully the ramps don't kick out. Usually I'll strap them down, but I'm not going to bother. Usually backing out's not too bad because it pushes the ramps towards the trailer, and even if one kicks off, the tracks are long enough that I have been able to drive off. Anyhow, let's see if it fires up and see how this goes. Okay, so I got the crawler in place. I didn't tear up the lawn too bad, I guess. So I'm going to hook the drive shaft up, and when I get that hooked on, that's going to take a little bit. I'll show you that. Okay, so I got that shaft all hooked up, and I tried running it, and of course I should have prepared a little bit better. The blade was kind of seized up, so I got that freed up. And so what it is, there's a rubber belt inside that guard, and I think that's slipping and it's not turning the shaft and the blade like it should. So I'm going to tear that apart and check it out. Okay everyone, so I got that all tore apart, and yeah, there's some bigger issues than I thought there was. So one other time when I first got it, this was seized up right in here, so I took this guard off and loosened it with a pipe wrench, and everything worked out fine, and I used it for a couple years and everything worked out great. So that was freed up. I got that guard taken off. Here, I'm gonna, okay, just getting down here a little bit better. And so up here was this pulley on top that was seized up. I got that freed up, and what's going on now is behind that, on the other side of the guard, I got to take that off, there is a bushing there. So the bushings wore out, or the bearing, sorry. And yeah, so I'm gonna have to tear all that apart. I did get it running, but as you can see, I tried tightening the shaft up, but that is really loose. Yeah, so on this side here, there's a big nut. There's another guard that goes on the bottom, wooden guard. I had to take that off. So I tried tightening that up a little bit. I thought maybe that was loose, but it's the bearing. The bearing is shot. Yeah, like I noticed in the past that was moving a little bit, but it's really bad now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start it up and show you how it works, but I'm not gonna really cut anything through it, because it's, the faster it gets going, the more it starts wobbling. I just wanted to show too on this end, which is pretty cool. So there's a dry shaft on this end and at 90 degrees, so you can turn this and power it any way you want, which is kind of cool. Anyhow, this video is getting a little long, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you how I start this up and use the PTO on the back of the dozer. Try to stay out of the sun here, bad lighting. Okay, so I'm going to start it from here so you can see, hopefully you can see how bad that blade is wobbling and it doesn't let go through the camera. But I'll fire it up and show you how I engage the PTO. And push the clutch in. Disengage the clutch. Anyhow, like I said, that's pretty sketchy, so I'm not going to play with that anymore until I get that bearing straightened out. It's worked like this for a couple years. This buzzsaw is not designed to be cutting wood, cross-cutting like for slab wood or for firewood. The other two buzzsaws that I showed you earlier, they're designed for that. They have a table on them, so you're quite a ways away and you just lift up this table and it pushes it into the blade and you can stand off to one side. This buzzsaw is more designed for like cutting wood, and you can even tell the blade is different. So it came with an apparatus like a guard that went onto like a table saw, and you can see right in there was something you can put in and clamp, hold the boards, and this table actually moves. So it's fixed right now, but you would mount something on it and then you would push, the whole table would roll, and then you could cut logs into lumber. Anyhow, but I've been using it like this. It seemed to work all right, but it's not designed for that. Anyhow, if you could like, share, subscribe, comment. Thanks for watching. That's the end there, eh?